And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final segment here of Under Pressure. I am your host, Nick Presto. Joining alongside me today, we have Luca and Erin. So for the final segment here, we got the new classic, the Presto's Picks. I guess we're going to call it that. We started it last week, Week 3 NFL season. Obviously, Monday Night Football is going to be happening today, so I took that game off, and I think we'll add it on to this week. So going back to last week, we actually have a 5-way tie for first place with the picks, all coming in at 10-5. We have David Calloway, Aaron Mulligan, Evan O'Brien, who's been on the stage already, Charlie Cangelosi, and Dan Usurski. So shout out to all 5 of you guys for finishing in first place.
Thank you.
But we will see if that lasts. So let's get right on into Week 4. So starting off, we'll start it off with the Monday night game tonight. So we have the Eagles traveling to the Dallas Cowboys. I personally am going with the Dallas Cowboys tonight. Luca?
Presto, I'm agreeing with you. You know, they're rivals. They always play each other close, but I'm taking the Cowboys.
Aaron?
I'm taking the Cowboys. As a Giants fan, it's very difficult, but I have a lot of confidence in Dak.
Clean sweep. All right, so now moving into Week 4 of the NFL season, we have Thursday Night Football, Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. Luca?
So I got the Bengals winning this game. I feel like the Bengals are just surprising a lot of people this year. And I also think the Jaguars, they don't look good, and it's not going to get much better for them. So Bengals it is.
Aaron?
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals too. Burrow's doing wonderful, and Trevor Lawrence is pretty much, with all respect to him, but quite the disappointment.
Yeah. I must say, that is another clean sweep because I'm also taking the Bengals. Joe Burrow has had a great season so far. Very happy to see him bounce back from that ACL tear. So now the next game we have here, the Tennessee Titans travel to MetLife to take on the greatest football franchise of all time, the New York Jets. You guys already know who I took.
Bold.
It's the Jets, baby. We're getting our first win this week. Zach Wilson's going to throw for 5 touchdowns and 400 yards. Watch.
Yeah, so making picks, honestly, anytime you see a team go against the Jets, you pick against the Jets. So I'm picking the Titans. The Jets are an absolute just dumpster fire. So Titans it is.
Good strategy. Titans all the way.
Expected. So now we have the other New York team, New York Giants, at the Jameis Winston New Orleans Saints. Aaron?
Honestly, the Saints are stronger, but I have to be dedicated because I respect that from you, Presto. So I'm taking the Giants.
I figured that. Luca?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good matchup. You know, we've seen a lot of versions of Jameis Winston and the Saints. We've seen very good play from him, very bad play from him, but I think this is going to be a day where it's going to be very good play from him, so I'm taking the Saints.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Aaron, but I'm also going to be taking the Saints on this one. I think this is going to be the Jameis Winston we're going to see throw 5 touchdowns, 500 yards this time.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Saints. And then here we have a slipping Kansas City Chiefs team traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. I don't think this is going to last that long. I'm taking the Chiefs to definitely win this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Chiefs just have so much more talent. The Eagles, not looking too great outside Jalen Hurts, so I'm going with the Chiefs.
Aaron?
Yeah, the Chiefs are overall much stronger. They're just in some type of funk now, so I'm taking the Chiefs over the Eagles.
They'll snap out of it. Then we have the red-hot Sam Darnold leading Carolina Panthers at the Dallas Cowboys. Aaron?
I'm becoming quite a Darnold fan. I'm really happy to see them doing so well without McCaffrey, who for the past couple of years has really carried them. Yeah. So it's really nice to see. So Panthers over Cowboys.
I'm going to have to disagree. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Okay.
I think the Panthers not having Christian McCaffrey, that's a huge loss for them. And I just think the Cowboys, they're offensively, they're much better, and they're just going to be able to put up some more points than the Panthers. But it'll be a good game, but Cowboys.
I still have all the love in the world for Sam Darnold, but I think that hot streak is going to end. I think the loss of McCaffrey is going to lead to their first loss, and Dallas is going to take it next week. Then we have an exciting game. The Cleveland Browns are traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Luca?
Yeah, I'm going with the dog pound. I'm going with the Cleveland Browns. We saw them last week. That defense looked absolutely ferocious. Don't think it's going to look much better for Kirk Cousins. I'm going with the Browns.
Aaron?
I'm taking the Browns. Like Luca said, the defense is unstoppable. And for some reason, I trust Mayfield over Kirk Cousins. So I'm taking the Browns.
Once again, I'm going with you guys in a clean sweep. I think Myles Garrett last week having 4.5 sacks alone should definitely worry Kirk Cousins. And with no Dalvin Cook, I think Myles Garrett's going to have a free fall for him. Totally. So the next game we have here is the Detroit Lions, who suffered a heartbreaker yesterday at the Chicago Bears. I think Detroit finally gets their first win. They suffered the heartbreaker yesterday. I think the Lions are getting their first win.
I agree with you. No, I think the Lions, they're 0-3, but that doesn't really tell the tale of them. They've been in almost every single game they played in. They just had a devastating loss to the Ravens in a field goal. In week 1, they almost came back against the 49ers and down by a lot of points. So, no, I think the Lions need more respect, so I'm taking Lions here.
I'm taking Lions too. I think Goff could get his first win. And you're right, they're getting closer and closer. They just need like one more chance. And yeah, as much as I love Fields, he's just not going to make it happen.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a little shaky his first start, but it was his first start. We'll give him that. So then we have, oh boy, the Houston Texans at the Buffalo Bills. I say Bills by 30. Erin?
I'm taking the Bills too. The Texans are a complete mess. I mean, who's their quarterback? Like,
David
you know,
Mills.
I know. So I'm taking the Bills. They're just so much more reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you guys. Clean sweep. I'm taking the Bills, Texans. You know, it's just like the Jets I'm picking. I see whoever's going against the Texans, pick whoever they're going against.
Yeah, seriously. And then we have an interesting game, in my opinion, that I think could really go either way. We have the Washington football team traveling to Atlanta to take on Matt Ryan and the Falcons. I am going with Taylor Heineke this week. I think Washington's going to get it done, and they're going to get a nice little win in the win column. Luca?
I agree with you. I'm going with the Washington football team. I think Taylor Heineke's going to have a breakout game. He's going to have a great
breakout game.
Breakout game. You heard it here. Falcons defense, we've seen them.
Heard it here first.
Not very good. So Taylor Heineke time.
That's true.
Got the Washington.
Erin?
I don't know why, but I'm feeling like I should take the Falcons. I remember Heineke with the Panthers, and I felt like he just needed another chance to get it going. But I'm taking the Falcons. I just feel like they can get it done, and I feel like Washington's very easily to crumble during the game, so I'm taking the Falcons.
Now we have a very exciting game that I am really excited to watch next week. The Seattle Seahawks traveling to San Fran to take on division rival 49ers. Erin?
You know, I really love Stafford with the Rams. I think it's really exciting and everything, but I'm taking the Cardinals. I feel like they're just on a really great streak right now. They're an exciting team, so I'm taking the Cardinals.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be a game of the year. I think both offenses know how to put up points. I'm going with the Rams, though. Matthew Stafford last week, and that Rams offense looked absolutely unguardable, and they played the best defense in the league in the Bucs. So I'm going with the Rams on this one.
Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals, they definitely have a phenomenal roster. Kyler Murray, possible MVP candidate. Matthew Stafford, though, honestly, you can make the argument that he's an MVP. And Cooper Kupp is playing literally out of his mind so far. So I'm also going to have to go with the Rams. So the next game we have here is the Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. Luca?
It's going to be a very good matchup. These teams always play each other very close, but I'm going with the 49ers. I think, you know, having that defense, that 49ers defense, very ferocious. Seattle, not so much, so I'm going to go with the 49ers here at the home field advantage.
I'm taking the 49ers. I mean, watching Garoppolo yesterday, he looks good, but even if they put Lance in, he does well too. So you really can't go that much wrong with either of them. So I'm taking the 49ers.
I'm actually going to go with the Seahawks here. I think Russell Wilson's a little ticked off now that he's lost 2 of his first 3 games, so I think he's definitely going to pick it up against division rival San Fran. And then next we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are really slumping, at the Green Bay Packers. So I'm going with Aaron Rodgers. I'm not ever going against Aaron Rodgers again. Luca?
Yeah, I agree. You can't bet against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. You know, Ben Roethlisberger, looking like his best days are behind him. So Packers it is.
I'm taking the Packers. It's an unfortunate fall of the Steelers that we're watching, but Aaron Rodgers is here to win. He seemed like he had one foot out the door, but he wants to win.
I feel really bad, though, for Big Ben. I feel like he's just really starting to decline now.
Yeah.
And then the next game we have here before the Sunday night game, we have the Baltimore Ravens off Justin Tucker's amazing heroics at the 3-0 Teddy Bridgewater Denver Broncos. I think that streak's going to come to an end. I got the Ravens in this one.
I agree. I know Broncos impressive start of the year. Got to remember, though, they didn't play the greatest of teams. And the Ravens, you know, the first 3 weeks of the year, they might not have won all 3 games, but they've looked very, very impressive. So I'm going with the Ravens.
I'll be honest, I'm regretting my decision. I chose the Broncos.
Ooh.
I feel like Teddy Bridgewater's another one of those quarterbacks who just needed another chance, and I like seeing him succeed so well. I'm a huge Marlon Humphrey fan, so I like watching him with the Ravens. I think the Ravens are doing pretty well. Obviously, Lamar is, you know, incredible, but I'm going to go with the Broncos.
All right, and the final game we have here for this segment, since we'll kick off Monday Night Football with next week, of course, the game of the week. Tom Brady's return to New England as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Foxborough to take on Mac Jones, Bill Belichick, and the Patriots. I am so excited. Erin, who you got?
You can't tell me that Tom Brady's going to go into Foxborough and lose.
Absolutely
He's not going to do it. I'm taking the Bucs all the way.
I agree. You know, Patriots, they looked promising in the beginning. Mac Jones looks like, you know, people are comparing him to Tom Brady, potentially, maybe.
Very
It's
true.
not his time yet today. Tom Brady's going to show him that, hey, I still got it. So Tampa it is.
Brady is going to come in. I think this is honestly going to feel like some LeBron James, Miami Heat, first game back in Cleveland vibes. They're either going to really boo him or really love him, but got to go with Brady.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is all for Under Pressure tonight. Thank you all for tuning in and watching, and always make sure to stay tuned for next week's episode, as we'll all be back bringing you the newest and best content as always. So from myself, Nick Presto, Luca, Erin, signing out. Have a good one.